Have you ever wondered why your knees are stiffer now than they were just a few years ago? Why your ankles swell after a short walk, or why climbing stairs feels like carrying bricks? Most people think it's just part of getting older. But what if I told you that's only half the truth? Here's the shocking part. After age 60, your body loses collagen at a rate of more than 1% per year. That's the same protein that cushions your joints, keeps your tendons strong, and helps you move without pain. But here's what most seniors don't know: you can rebuild it naturally. Not with pills, not with expensive powders, but with simple vegetables you can find in any grocery store. That's right. Certain vegetables contain powerful nutrients that tell your body it's time to heal again. They calm inflammation, restore the tissues around your joints, and even help replenish the collagen that age has taken away. I've seen it happen. Patients who could barely stand without pain begin walking stronger again, not from magic, but from food. And today, I want to share those foods with you. So if you're tired of stiffness, if you miss the freedom of walking without wincing, stay with me, because we're about to explore 7 powerful vegetables, ranked from helpful to most healing, that could quietly transform how your knees, hips, and ankles feel from the inside out. Let's begin. 1. Spinach, the silent joint shield. You've probably passed by it in the produce aisle 100 times. A bag of spinach, plain and simple. Maybe you've tossed a few leaves into a salad or cooked it down with some garlic and oil. But here's what many seniors don't realize. Spinach is more than just a leafy green. It's one of the most powerful joint healing foods hiding in plain sight. As we age, the body's natural production of collagen begins to decline. Collagen is the protein that keeps your joints cushioned, your tendons strong, and your movement smooth. Without enough of it, the knees begin to ache, the hips feel stiff, and the ankles swell with even gentle activity. Spinach doesn't contain collagen itself, but it gives your body the tools to build it. Spinach is rich in vitamin C, which is absolutely essential for creating the triple helix structure of collagen. Think of it as the scaffolding that holds your joints together. Without enough vitamin C, your body struggles to even bind collagen fibers, and the result is more pain, more wear, more swelling. But that's just the beginning. Spinach also brings in magnesium, which soothes inflamed tissues, iron, which helps oxygen reach deep into joint cells, and powerful antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin that protect your joints from free radical damage. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 72-year-old woman who came to me complaining that her knees throbbed every time she climbed the stairs. She had tried everything: glucosamine supplements, creams, even physical therapy. But when we looked at her diet, spinach wasn't there. I asked her to start adding it to her meals 4 times a week. Nothing fancy, just a handful sautéed in olive oil or stirred into her morning eggs. 6 weeks later, she returned smiling. "I still feel my age," she said, "but my legs don't fight me anymore." Her swelling had gone down, her stride was smoother, and she could walk to the end of her driveway without pausing. That's the power of a food we often take for granted. Here's your quiet takeaway. Don't underestimate what feels simple. Spinach may not be flashy, it doesn't make headlines, but inside your body, it's working hard, repairing, restoring, and helping you stand taller each day. And if spinach is the silent protector of your joints, wait until you meet the next vegetable. It's bold, a little crunchy, and a true fighter when it comes to inflammation. Let's talk about broccoli. 2. Broccoli, inflammation's natural enemy. If you've ever felt like your knees creak a little louder, your ankles puff up a little faster, or your back aches after the simplest task, you're not imagining it. What you're feeling is often inflammation. And for many seniors, inflammation is the invisible thief of mobility. But what if I told you that one of your best defenses against it might already be sitting quietly in your fridge? That's right, broccoli. Often pushed to the side of the plate or dismissed as just another vegetable, broccoli is actually a deeply healing food. Packed inside its little green florets is a natural compound called sulforaphane. And sulforaphane doesn't just reduce inflammation, it helps protect your cartilage from breaking down. Think of cartilage like the cushion between your bones. When inflammation sets in, that cushion gets thinner, drier, and more brittle. Sulforaphane works like a microscopic cleanup crew, sweeping away the harmful molecules that attack your joints and giving the tissues room to recover. It's not instant, but it's consistent. And with each bite, you're helping your body push back against pain. Let me tell you about Mr. Leonard, a 75-year-old widower who used to love gardening. Over time, the swelling in his knees made it harder for him to kneel, and he stopped tending his tomatoes. When we talked, he said, "I'm just getting old." But what we found was that his diet was missing key anti-inflammatory nutrients. I suggested he start eating broccoli 3 times a week, lightly steamed with garlic or tossed into soups. After 12 weeks, he came back and said, "I'm back in the garden again, Doc." His stiffness had eased. His swelling had gone down. He had found joy again in his movement and in his life. Broccoli also brings along vitamin C to help strengthen collagen and vitamin K, which guides calcium into your bones instead of your joints. That reduces the risk of painful calcification, one of the hidden culprits behind joint stiffness in older adults. Add in fiber, folate, and potassium, and you have a vegetable that doesn't just help your joints, it supports your whole circulatory system. The lesson here? Never overlook the familiar. Broccoli may be a dinner table regular, but it holds extraordinary healing potential. Whether you roast it, steam it, or blend it into a creamy soup, it's doing more for your joints than you might ever expect. And if broccoli is inflammation's quiet enemy, then the next vegetable is the builder. Small, humble, and full of the minerals your joints need to rebuild from the ground up. Let's take a closer look at garlic. 3. Garlic, the sulfur builder. Garlic may be small, but inside every clove is a quiet power that many seniors don't realize they're missing. You might think of it as just a way to flavor your food, but garlic is so much more than that. For joints that ache, knees that swell, and legs that tire easily, garlic offers something truly special. Sulfur, a mineral your body depends on to build and repair collagen. Collagen isn't just for your skin. It's the protein that holds your joints together, cushions your cartilage, and keeps your ligaments flexible. And for collagen to form properly, your body needs sulfur to bond amino acids into the strong, elastic structure we rely on to move without pain. Without enough sulfur, collagen weakens. It breaks down faster than it can rebuild. And that's when joints begin to grind, swell, and ache. The magic of garlic lies in a compound called allicin, which forms when garlic is chopped, crushed, or chewed. Allicin doesn't just bring flavor, it fights inflammation, reduces pain, and encourages collagen repair from the inside out. Think of it as a tiny construction crew, working in silence, but rebuilding what age tries to take away. Let me tell you about Helen, a 68-year-old who loved to cook but avoided garlic because she thought it might upset her stomach. She'd been waking up with stiff fingers and aching hips. After a conversation in my office, she agreed to try adding just 1 small clove of fresh garlic to her meals, chopped, then rested for 10 minutes before cooking. Within weeks, the change surprised her. "I can button my blouse in the morning without wincing," she said with a smile. That's the kind of progress that matters. Garlic also improves circulation, helping oxygen and nutrients reach your joint tissues more efficiently, something that becomes harder as we age. Better blood flow means faster repair, less swelling, and more freedom to move. And Because garlic supports the immune system, it helps reduce the low-grade inflammation that often lingers in older bodies without side effects or high costs. Now, a word of caution. If you're taking blood thinners or certain heart medications, always talk to your doctor before increasing garlic significantly. It's powerful, and like any good medicine, it needs to be used wisely. So here's the takeaway. Don't let its size fool you. Garlic may be small, but it brings big support for your joints, your heart, and your healing. And while garlic lays the foundation for strong collagen, the next vegetable in our journey adds flexibility, lubrication, and protection where you need it most, your cartilage. Let's explore the quiet strength of carrots. 4. Carrots, fuel for cartilage. We all grew up hearing that carrots are good for your eyes, but few people know how powerful they can be for your joints. Behind their bright orange color and familiar crunch lies a nutrient profile that speaks directly to the aging cartilage that cushions every step you take. Carrots are more than a side dish. They're fuel for the soft, elastic tissue that protects your knees, hips, and ankles. At the center of this power is beta carotene, the antioxidant that gives carrots their color. Your body converts beta carotene into vitamin a key nutrient for maintaining and repairing epithelial and connective tissues, including cartilage. As we grow older, that cartilage becomes thinner and drier. It loses its flexibility, and that's when the trouble begins. Grinding, cracking, stiffness after sitting, pain during simple movements. Vitamin A helps slow that breakdown, supporting the body's natural ability to preserve smooth, well-lubricated joints. But carrots do even more. They contain polyacetylenes, a lesser-known group of plant compounds with strong anti-inflammatory effects. These compounds work behind the scenes, reducing oxidative stress that accelerates cartilage wear, especially in older adults. That means less stiffness, less swelling, and more fluid motion where you need it most. I remember Charles, a 70-year-old who'd given up his morning walks because the creaking in his knees made every step feel like work. He was eating well, plenty of fruits and lean proteins, but wasn't getting enough of the specific nutrients that feed cartilage. When we added roasted carrots to his dinner 3 to 4 nights a week, drizzled with olive oil to boost absorption, he noticed something remarkable. Within a month, he was walking again. The stairs still talk to me, he said, but they don't shout anymore. That's the power of intentional nourishment. Now, here's a gentle reminder. While raw carrots are good, they're even better lightly cooked with a bit of healthy fat. That helps your body absorb more beta carotene and gives you more benefit with every bite. So the next time you see carrots on your plate, don't see them as background. See them as medicine, quiet, natural, and made for you. And if carrots help nourish the cartilage that cushions your movement, the next vegetable takes healing even deeper, awakening your body's collagen building system from the inside out. Let's talk about onions. 5. Onions, the collagen activator. If you open just about any American kitchen cabinet, you'll find onions sitting quietly in a basket. They're so common, so familiar that we forget they're more than just flavor. They're function. Especially for older adults, onions may be one of the most overlooked healing foods for supporting joint strength and collagen health from the inside out. What makes onions so powerful is a plant compound called quercetin. Now, quercetin isn't a buzzword most folks know, but its effects are real. This natural antioxidant reduces inflammation, calms the immune system, and most importantly, it protects collagen from being broken down too quickly. You see, collagen is like the scaffolding that holds your joints together. But over time, especially with chronic low-grade inflammation, that scaffolding weakens. Quercetin helps shield it from further damage, giving your body the breathing room it needs to heal. But that's not all. Onions are also rich in sulfur compounds, and sulfur is a building block of collagen itself. Think of it like mortar between bricks. Without it, the structure can't hold. These sulfur compounds help bind amino acids into the triple helix shape that gives collagen its strength and flexibility. As we age, our bodies naturally slow this process, but foods like onions give us the raw materials to keep building. I'll never forget Judith, a 76-year-old widow who told me her biggest struggle wasn't pain, it was losing her independence. She couldn't garden anymore because squatting or bending made her knees swell for hours. She had tried joint supplements but wasn't getting results. We looked at her meals and realized her diet was missing key anti-inflammatory foods. When she started adding sautéed onions to her omelets, soups, and even her baked potatoes, she noticed something within a few weeks. The swelling eased. Her balance returned. And one sunny morning, she sent me a photo of her back in her garden, smiling next to her tulips. She said, "I didn't expect onions to do the trick, but I feel like myself again." That's the beauty of gentle, consistent nutrition. So, when you cook with onions, let them rest a few minutes after chopping before you heat them. That little pause helps release more quercetin and sulfur, turning them from seasoning into medicine. And while onions help activate collagen, the next vegetable on our list is all about rebuilding it. Rich in vitamins, minerals, and tissue repairing power, it may be the strongest ally your joints have been waiting for. Let's explore the healing strength of kale. 6. Kale, the joint rebuilder. Now let's talk about a leafy green that's often praised by the younger crowd, but might just be the missing piece for those of us in our golden years. Kale. I know it doesn't look like much. Curly, a little tough, maybe even intimidating, if you didn't grow up with it. But beneath those deep green leaves lies a powerhouse of nutrients that can help rebuild aging joints in a way few foods can. What makes kale so special for seniors isn't just what's in it, but what that nutrition actually does. Kale is incredibly rich in vitamin C, which, as we've talked about, is crucial for collagen production. Without enough vitamin C, collagen fibers come out weak and brittle. But with it, your body can form strong, flexible support structures for joints, ligaments, and tendons. Even more quietly powerful is kale's vitamin K content. Vitamin K helps direct calcium to where it belongs, in your bones, and keeps it out of soft tissues like your joints, where it can cause stiffness and pain. For anyone who's felt their knees tighten or their hips grind, that calcium misplacement might be part of the story. Kale helps restore balance. And don't overlook the trace minerals, manganese and copper. These little-known nutrients play a vital role in collagen strength. Think of them as the rivets in a steel bridge. Without them, the structure is vulnerable. With them, it's resilient and ready to bear the weight of daily life. Let me tell you about George. He's 82, a retired carpenter, and proud grandfather of 6. When he came to me, his biggest concern was not being able to kneel in church anymore. "It makes me feel like I'm not fully present," he said. Together, we looked at his meals, lots of meats and potatoes, but few greens. We introduced kale, lightly sautéed in olive oil, with a squeeze of lemon, 3 times a week. After about 2 months, George told me, "Doc, I knelt through the whole service last Sunday. No pain." Sometimes healing doesn't come from a pill bottle. It comes from your plate. The lesson here is simple. Don't judge a food by its appearance or by whether it was trendy last year. Kale isn't a fad. It's fuel. Fuel for stronger knees, smoother movement, and greater stability. Now, if kale helps rebuild, the next vegetable we're about to explore helps protect and lubricate. It's familiar, affordable, and found in almost every kitchen, yet it might be the most underrated joint-supporting food of them all. Let's take a closer look at the quiet strength of cabbage. If I told you that one of the most powerful vegetables for your joints is sitting quietly in your fridge, wrapped in tight green or purple leaves, you might not believe me. But it's true. Cabbage Yes, humble, old-fashioned cabbage is one of the most underrated foods when it comes to restoring strength, reducing swelling, and supporting collagen in aging bodies. Cabbage doesn't look like much. It doesn't have the vibrant color of kale or the trendy reputation of spinach. But what it lacks in glamour, it makes up for in deep healing. You see, cabbage is rich in vitamin C, which we know is essential for collagen production. But beyond that, it's one of the best natural sources of glutamine, an amino acid that helps repair tissues and replenish the lubricating fluid in your joints. Glutamine works quietly in the background. It helps your joints stay cushioned, your cartilage stay elastic, and your movements stay smooth. That's especially important as we age because our ability to produce and maintain this joint fluid declines year after year. When that fluid dries up, the knees grind, the hips ache, and even walking around the grocery store can feel like a chore. Cabbage gently steps in to slow that process down and sometimes even reverse it. And there's more. Cabbage, especially the red variety, is full of anthocyanins, plant compounds that reduce inflammation and soothe an overactive immune response. For someone waking up every day with stiff fingers or swelling in the ankles, these compounds can make a quiet but powerful difference. Let me share a story with you. Margaret, a 76-year-old retired librarian, came to see me about persistent swelling in her knees. She'd tried everything from creams to wraps, but nothing stuck. I asked her about her diet. Lots of white bread, some chicken, and hardly any vegetables except the occasional iceberg lettuce. We added cabbage, steamed, sautéed, even turned into a warm slaw with apple cider vinegar. Within 6 weeks, her knee swelling reduced by nearly half. She said, "Doctor, I can finally walk to the mailbox without thinking twice." Sometimes healing isn't flashy. It's quiet, consistent, and deeply nourishing. So what's the takeaway? Never underestimate the simple foods. In a world full of powders and pills, the best medicine may still come from your grandmother's kitchen. Cabbage is comfort food, but it's also collagen food. Gentle on the stomach, amic, easy on the wallet, and powerful for the joints. And now that we've walked through these 7 healing vegetables, it's time for a gentle reminder. A truth I've learned in my decades of care, and one that I hope stays with you long after this video ends. Let's talk about what it really means to walk strong and live fully. Your body still remembers how to heal. If there's one truth I want you to hold on to, it's this. Your body still remembers how to heal. No matter your age, no matter how long you've lived with joint pain or stiffness, healing isn't only for the young. It's a lifelong invitation. You just need to give your body the right tools and the patience to use them. I've sat beside hundreds of patients in their 60s, 70s, even 90s, men and women who believed their best days were behind them. Many had stopped gardening, dancing, walking their dogs, or simply standing without pain. They thought, well, this is just how aging goes. But then we made a few gentle changes. We looked at what they were feeding their joints, not just what pills they were taking. And week by week, strength returned. Steps felt lighter. Mornings came with less groaning and more ease. That's the power of the vegetables we've talked about today. They're not magic, they're nourishment. Real, simple, deeply healing nourishment. When you choose spinach, kale, carrots, or even cabbage, you're not just eating. You're sending a message to your body. I haven't given up on you. I still believe in your ability to move with strength and live with freedom. I know the journey back to comfort isn't quick, but it is possible. And it starts not with a giant leap, but a single step, a small act of care repeated daily. That's where strength comes from. Not from youth, but from consistency, from love, from listening to your body and giving it what it truly needs. So here's my invitation to you. As someone who's cared for many and lived long enough to see what really works, don't give up on your body. Don't settle for pain as your normal. Start with one of these vegetables. Add it to your next meal, then another, Then another, let healing become part of your routine as natural as breathing. And as you do, I hope you'll remember what I've always believed. Aging is not a decline. It's a refinement, a deepening. And your legs, your joints, your spirit, they still carry more life than you know. Let's walk into that life, one bite at a time. If this video spoke to you, leave a 1 in the comments. If there's more you want to learn, tell me, because this channel is here for you, to walk beside you, not ahead of you. Thank you for spending this time with me, and here's to living life on your own strong, steady, beautiful terms.